Mr. Cha, you have no voice. I cannot hear your voice. Cannot hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No, your voice is also not good. I think maybe the line is no good. Can you hear me now? Lisa, can you hear me? No good? Lisa, can you hear me now? I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Can hear. Okay, so I'll continue. Okay. Okay, we are now sharing. Hang on. Let me share again. Okay, so we will continue now. Okay. So this is talking about the HRM. So basically, you can see from this chart here, HRM is talking about how to reward the employees correctly, how to recruit them correctly, give the correct training, how to value and then plan who to go to where, okay, who to go to which job, and so forth, okay. Okay, and coaching them, and then try to stop them from leaving the company. That's why you have retention here. Okay. So that is what is mean by HRM. Okay, there are many functions. Okay, in HRM. For example, we can break down into 4 types. Staffing of people. Okay, that means plan how many people to be recruited. Okay, plan where to put the people, then maybe socialization for the employees. Okay, job analysis, write down which the job, each type of job, what is needed to be done, recruiting of new people, selection of people once they answer our advertisement, put the people, our employee in the right job. Okay, and then maybe transfer people from department to department, or section to section as the requirement, and then look at the promotion aspect of the employees. Okay, at the same time, this must be supported by giving the appropriate employee training. Okay, management development, career development, performance evaluation, and transition planning. Transition planning, maybe sometimes you transfer one person from one department to another department. We need to plan, okay, how to do it so that it will not affect the transferee department, or neither does it affect the transferer department. Okay, so compensation, how to do motivation, look at the wages. So HR normally will look at the industry standard in terms of wages, okay, and then recommend that kind of nearly the same, at least nearly the same as our competitor for wages. Okay, pay and benefits, and discipline, and show cause letter maybe issued to employees if they don't do anything right. Resource allocation, payroll, or bonus and incentive. Okay, administration and so forth. Okay, safety and health, all this must be done. Employee relations. Now, industry relation is different from employee relation. Employee relation means relation to individual employee. Industry relation, maybe we're talking about HR having relation with their trade union and so forth. Okay, so therefore you have employee relation, and you have labor relations. Okay, grievances handle. Okay, social security to pay. Okay, what else? Welfare, record keeping, and personnel auditing, whether the people are there or not, are they doing their job? Are we paying ghost employee and so forth? So these are most of the HR function, right? Hang on, Okay, so we just carry on now. So these are the various functions. So we think it's not so easy for HR department. Now, one of the things that HR always get involved is called personal appraisal, uh, which is related to their performance. So every year, I think employee want to have salary increase and bonus or so forth. So in order to do that, we need the company to analyze how are they performing. So we call this the performance appraisals. So there are many types. Some is by, for example, management by objectives. So we early the year, for example, the objective is informed to the each and every relevant employee. What are their objectives to be achieved for this current year? And then at the end the year or during regular intervals, we will evaluate how far are they meeting their objectives. Another nearly the same thing is, for example, the KPI, key performance index. So maybe it's some sort of document written down which the employer and the employer both agree which are the jobs that need to be done, and the index is up to what level. Normally the index should be by measured in a numerical way, and then it's easy to judge, right, whether it's performed or not performed. So all these management by objective and KPI, those are the two very common ones, and that's one way to appraise the performance appraiser. And the only problem with performance appraiser is it may be taken out to be too far. What I mean is that the MBO and the KPI was given early the year, and then they only talk about it at the end of the year, right? At that time, maybe it may be too late if the actual performance does not measure up to the standard of the MBO or the KPI. So that is an issue. So what the correct way is, even though you have MBO and KPI, they should be regularly monitored, regularly adjusted, maybe by week, not by end of the year. That is a key point. Okay, so now is it okay to use their performance meeting their KPI as a guide for salary increment? I think sometimes people will perform based on the KPI, and that's all. So there's no additional, okay, bonus or additional effort by the employee. So that's not good. Or maybe the KPI is not reasonable, or the MPO is not reasonable, but the employee will just accept, okay, verbally, but they do not accept it in their heart. So they are not going to actually perform it. At the end of the day, when you come and call them up for their performance, they will start to make excuses. They will start to find it's not their fault, and they say it's somebody else's fault, or therefore there will be a lot of conflict. I think basically it sounds logically correct that if you perform, we give you increment. But I would like to say that it's not the only way to measure an employee. There may be valid reasons why the employee cannot perform. Changes in circumstances with the MPO and KPI not being changed, but still stick on to historical data or historical expectation. So I think when you're talking about salary increment or promotion, you cannot just solely look at KPI or MPO. You must look more holistic way. There should be more holistic way. Okay. So please remember, do not think that performance appraisal is the only way to do promotion or bonus, giving out bonus to employees. Okay. I think it's more important to monitor and uh, to see the progress or how to help the employee to achieve the KPI, not to use KPI as a weak on the employees. I think that's more important. Okay. So that's why you should always, if you are using KPI, you must always provide feedback to staff, which the feedback should be timely and meaningful feedback. Just say if the employee is not performing up to the KPI, you should need to ask why regularly, and you should need to mentor or provide help, or maybe even change the KPI if there's a need for it. Okay, I think that one is the human aspect here that should be expected from all and superior to their subordinates. Okay? So there's a video here, the various methods you can see from the video. Okay. Now, I would like to talk about the fourth one, unions, collective bargaining and collective agreement. Now, in some industry, historically, there are unions. As for example, the National Union of Banking Employees, okay, or National Union for Transportation Workers. Okay. If you're in that kind of industry, or your company has got a union, right? So it's not an issue. You have to just bear unions in mind, and then you may have to do collective agreement. Now, there are certain companies that do not have union by law. Let's say, for example, in Malaysia or FTZ, Free Trade Zone or LMW, by law, employees there cannot form unions. Okay, that is incentive given by the government to the foreign direct investors to set up factories or business in the FTZ or LMW. So one of the conditions is that not to have unions. Other than that, if you are not in FTZ and LMW, you can form unions in most of the companies. I think there is a certain size. The company must be at least a certain amount of employees, then they can form a union. Here, small companies cannot. Okay. So having said that, if your company does have a union, right? So you need to have good relation. The HR or the management need to have good relation to the union, because how do I say? The union is not representing one employee. Unions representing a lot of employees, right? So they will speak with a louder voice. So one of the good way is to have collective bargaining, or to come up into a collective agreements. So sometimes agreement can be for the next 3 years or the next 5 years, depending on the terms of the conditions, right? And in this kind of uh, agreement, maybe they specify what's the annual increment for the next few years, or what is the working conditions for the next few years, and so forth. Okay. Now, is union bad for business? Not necessarily. If you have a union that is actively, okay, helping out to make the business successful, then it's a very good thing. Okay, because getting the power of a lot of employees to assist in the company well-being is a very, very plus factor. But if you have a union that is anti the company, or anti the company's objectives or strategies, okay, unreasonably, then this type of union will be very disruptive to your business. So please try to handle the unions correctly. Okay, so and always open. Okay, the discussion. Now, there are certain companies that are very smart in dealing with unions. So I'm not going to mention any names. Let's say, for example, a company has got a very strong union head, and that union leader is, very difficult to work with. So some management, what they do is they promote the union leader to become part of the management. So that union leader cannot become a union leader anymore. He become now the other side of the coin, which is the management. So that's one, I would say, legal but not so ethical way of doing business, is to promote strong union leader to become management. Okay, so it's in a way to weaken the unions in the company. Okay, whether this is a good thing or not, it sort of depends. Okay, if the union is actually very disruptive, so we have to do something about the leaders, right? But if the union is not so disruptive, okay, then promoting union leaders to management may be self-defeating. Okay, so you can look at it in both ways. So depending on the conditions. Now I would like to look at this one, a closing case. NatWest is actually a banking group in UK. They have do their HR operating model to enhance employee engagement and organizational efficiency. Okay, they use a lot of IT solutions. Okay, looking at the employee life cycle. So, what is the employee life cycle? So you can roughly say 4 cycles for every employee when they come into the company and growing with the company, and then they are maturing many working years in the same, maybe the same position, and then the decline of the employee as they get retirement and age and so forth. So they try to this company try to use IT to try to manage employee at their different employee life cycle. Okay, because at each life cycle, the employee may have different requirements, different views, different motives, and so forth. Okay, so actually, this is quite a good way, okay, to do this HRM management. Okay, so also they also try to make HR as a strategic partner. Okay, focusing on data-driven insights using IT. They also like to promote diversity and inclusion. What do you mean by diversity? Maybe have a mixed type of racial mix-up in the employees. Maybe you may have different racial group represented as employees. And inclusion. Inclusion means trying to get the employees, their goals and agenda to be in line with the company's goals and agenda. That's for inclusion. Okay, so that would be a good thing. But anyway, by doing this way, West, actually the name is actually the old name is actually National West. Okay, now we call it NatWest. So it's have enhanced a lot of operation efficiency. So you can use this case study to see how they're doing, and maybe you can apply it in your own organization. Okay, so I think that's about it for this particular chapter. So I would like to look at the self-check question. Evaluate the significance of HRM. So we're talking about employee development, okay, creating a good workplace culture, and then also to aligning a workforce goals with the organization objectives, supporting overall business success. I think these are 3 important significance of the HR, okay, and so forth. Okay, now let's wait a while. Let me just go back to this one right now. Yes, okay, right. Okay, so we'd like to go to the next topic. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Now, after HR, we like to look at the marketing operations. Now, you notice the title is the art and science of marketing. How can the thing become art and science at the same time? Yes, it can. So let me just give you the emphasis of what it is mean. Okay. What do you mean by science? When you talk about something about science, it means like, for example, like mathematics, no? 2 plus 2 is 4. So the science is like that. Okay. It is have a certain outcome based on certain input. Okay, certain input put together will give you always the same outcome. That's what you mean by science. Okay, but what do you mean by art? The art is a little bit different. It's not science. It's using your mind to think about something a little bit different. There is no hard rule. So art is more sort of flexible. So in marketing, so I give you an example of the art of marketing. Okay, they will think of a strange to you advertising campaign. Okay, now for example, they will show Milo. They will show some children getting very good mark in the exam. Okay, so one scene is the children having good marks in the exam. The next scene is the mother, okay, giving Milo to the children. Now they didn't say, the advertisement didn't say that the children must drink Milo to get good marks. No, no, no. They are now only showing two pictures. It's up to you to link it. The first picture is children getting good marks in the exam, and the second picture is the mother giving Milo. So therefore, it's like an art. They want you to do the linking. Okay, this is an example of the art of marketing. Now, what about the science of marketing? So let's say, for example, we will say if Milo advertise, if you drink 1 glass of Milo, you will get 10 gram of milligram of vitamin A, 10 gram of calcium, 10 gram of something calories. So this is a science. Very clear. 1 glass of Milo is equal to how many grams of minerals that you will get. That is called the science of marketing. So in marketing, we can have art and also at the same time science. So this very, very nice. Okay. So let's look at it. The important thing is, let's look at chapter 1, marketing and its significance. Now, what do we mean by marketing? And why is marketing seems like a different subject from sales? Is marketing and sales the same? Basically, no. Sales means I got a product I want to sell to you. Okay, let me repeat. Sales is I got a product I want to sell to you. Please buy. Okay, so more forceful. I'm selling to you. Buy. Okay, marketing is a little bit different. Marketing will say we have a product available for you to buy. Now, sales is buy. Please buy. I press you to buy. Okay, I will give you a discount. Buy 3 get 1 free. Okay, that is called sales. Marketing is no. I got this product. It's good for you. Please consider to buy. It's a little bit different. But some companies have marketing as one department and sales as another department. Because actually the function is a little bit different. But some companies will have marketing and sales department as one department. But don't get confused. Even though you have marketing and sales as one department, the function of marketing and sales is different. Okay, so marketing is the process of promoting. So the 3 point is they tell you what is available. And having that, hopefully you can buy to meet your customer needs. In marketing, it's very important to know what the customer wants. Okay, then you try to make what, for example, if the customer wants to have mee rebus, so you have to tell them we can cook mee rebus. Mee rebus is available here. Please buy our mee rebus. So make available, marketing is make available to the customer to let the customer know this product is available by us, and please buy. Sales is different. Sales, we don't even bother whether you know we have a product or not. We don't even bother whether you want mee rebus or not. We just want to push. Okay, the company make a mee rebus, we just want to push to sell. So that's a very big difference. Okay, now would you say marketing come first, then sales come as a follow-up? Yes, precisely. Okay, don't do sales first, then come marketing. No. Marketing must come first, then sales as a follow-up. Okay, so now we also have the normal marketing, right? Advertise everything. But nowadays we have a lot of digital marketing. Okay, so digital marketing. So social media allows companies to advertise their product. Okay, e-commerce is a different type of marketing. Okay, so digital marketing allows you to have a more personalized service. Okay, so marketing is first to understand what the customer wants, then we make the product and inform them it's available. Okay. So one more time, sales focus on generating conversion and nurturing leads into customer. You just want to sell. Marketing aims to promote the brand and communicate its value. So hopefully, when we communicate, when the marketing thing is hopefully when we communicate the value, you will buy. Sales is we push you to buy. We don't care about the customer value. Okay. So of course there will be different strategies. Okay. Normally we say close the deal, close the deal. That is called sales. Close the deal, close the deal. That is called sales. Okay. Inform the customer, inform the customer. Okay. That is called marketing. So far, I hope you can understand. Okay. Now, since we are selling, okay, so there are two types of customer. One is a consumer customer. Okay, we sell, okay, things directly to the consumer. Okay, let's go, for example, Maxis. Okay, you can buy a hot link from Maxis. So Maxis is treating you as a person. So we are selling you as a consumer. Okay, now Maxis also got business account. Maxis may sell a company Maxis network to your company. So in your company, all the employees will use the Maxis network, sign a contract between your company and Maxis. So therefore, Maxis got two types of customer: a consumer customer and a customer. You can think of it like an individual, one person customer, which is a consumer customer, or Maxis can sell to a company. Okay, now these two customers are different. When I sell to one consumer, maybe the consumer just look at, he decide by himself whether he want to buy or not. So the decision is made by one person, and he can make it very fast. But if I'm going to sell it, if I'm going to sell Maxis services to a company, now it's maybe more difficult because in the company there are many people making decisions. So many people in the company will say, let's evaluate, let's look at the contract detail. Why should we use Maxis? Why don't we use U-Mobile and so forth? So it takes more time. And if I'm selling you as an individual, the amount is small, the sales amount. But if I'm selling to the company, okay, therefore it will be a bigger amount. So we have two words, B to C, business to consumer. The next one is B2B, business to business. Like Maxis business selling to your company as a business, the service. Now, you were wondering, which market is bigger? B2C bigger or B2B bigger? You'll be surprised. B2B is bigger. Okay? Why? Now, not all products will be sold to, for example, a wholesaler and then sell to you. There are certain products that never go to the consumer. Okay, let's say, for example, some companies are selling things to the government. Those never goes to the consumer. Okay, military goods or whatever, education book always go to the government. Okay, so that is a big chunk of business. So because of that, right, B2B is always bigger than B2C. The first thing you must understand. Second thing you need to understand is what is their behavior? Because if you understand your customer behavior, we know what to anticipate the behavior of the customer. So the company now can do is planning and organizing, okay, to meet the requirement the customer. So if you know that customer have got certain behavior, like for example, certain customer got a behavior of impulse buying. Okay, so we are now in the departmental store. We're selling a lot of items, clothes now, whatever it is. Okay, we are selling in the fruits lah. Okay, fruits, food, and so forth. Right, we understand the customer behavior. Say we've always put the flowers or the fruits right at the door, because when your customer walk in, the smell of the fruits make them more inducive to buy other products. We know you want to buy rice or meat, we put at the back of the store, because you have to walk through all the other aisles and lanes, and all the other aisles and lanes is where we put the clothes and the chocolate or the ice cream. Hopefully, that when you're walking through the aisles to go to your final destination to buy rice, you will have some impulse buy, so you buy other things. So that is a example of understanding the customer behavior, so that we can have more sales. That is selling to a consumer. What about the business? If you're selling to business, we know this company, the behavior. Okay, they want to have a lot of meetings. Okay, they want to have people to present the product to them. So we will actually when we try to sell to the business, to that kind of business, we will actually plan to visit them, to give them some samples, to give them a talk on our product. We give them the final touch. Okay, worst come to case, maybe we'll buy them a dinner, right? To have good terms with the decision makers in the company, so that we can easily sell to this kind of business customer. So understanding the behavior of the customer is important. Right now, how do you get this understanding? You can get it by research. The seller company should do research on the customer. You can do research by yourself, or you can do by getting the data from a research company, paying some research company to understand your customer behavior. Now, the key point to understand is that customer behavior keeps on changing. Customer behavior may change because of political factors, economic factors, social factors, or technological factors, or government regulation may change. Okay, so all these changes may change and will definitely change the customer behavior. And therefore, we, the seller, must be in tune with this kind of changes. Okay, so that we can now adjust our sales pitch, our marketing pitch, based on the changing customer behaviors. Okay, so now we also understand there are certain things, like it is a very expensive item we are selling. The buyer will do a lot of research. Okay, the buyer will do a lot of research. These expensive things. Let's say, for example, if the buyer is shopping for a car, it's expensive. So what did they do? The buyer will always go and look for alternative, talk to their friends, go to internet to get more information, look at reviews, okay, and so forth. So we need to, if you're selling this type of product, expensive product, you must have all this information easily available to the consumer, so they can access to it, and therefore they can make a decision. Now, if you're selling a product that is not so expensive, let's say, for example, you're selling mineral water, right? So the customer, they don't have so much thinking to look at. They just buy. They just buy. It's so cheap. Okay. And another type of product is, you are selling product that is in use regularly. For example, you're selling a toothpaste, and the customer always buy your brand, so they don't even think. I always go and buy Colgate. I don't buy White Mountain or Dali that kind of customer. So please look at your products. Your type of product may have an influence on the customer buying behavior. Now, there is also some type of buyer, they always buy the same brand. So we have people that he buy Toyota now, 10 years later, he buy another Toyota, 10 years later, he buy another Toyota, always a Toyota man. And he will never change from Toyota to Honda. And the same thing is the same. Some people will always drink Coca-Cola. They will never drink Pepsi-Cola. You understand? And some Pepsi-Cola fella will never drink Coca-Cola. So understand your product, okay, and understand your customer behavior. Because by understanding your customer behavior, you have a better chance to close the deal. Okay? Now, the next one I'd like to talk about is the marketing mix. Now, we always call this 4Ps. Okay? What is a marketing mix? 4 elements. The product. What product are we selling? At what price? At what place? And the promotion that is needed to do the sales. So let's look first one at the product. The product is the product that we make is the product that the customer wants. Let's say you're very good at making mee rebus. So your product is mee rebus. But if the customer not interested in mee rebus, we can't sell it. Even though how good or tasteful your mee rebus is. So please first understand what product the customer wants on this particular segment. Now the product problem is that it keep on changing. So today the customer wants to have mee rebus. Next month he doesn't want. He want to have roti canai. So the product keep on changing. And how do you know the customer wants what product? Again, go and do the research. Again, for that market segment. Okay, the product. So you have to understand of what use is the product to the customer. What the customer use that product for is how you will design your product. Okay, let's say for example, you are making medicine, and the customer wants to buy for babies. So your product must be liquid. It cannot be a pill form. Because the customer, the baby, cannot swallow pills, but they can swallow liquid medicine. So you must make the product that the customer can use, okay, or will use, or prefer to use, okay. So sometimes we use the word the right product, R-I-G-H-T. The right product is the product that the customer wants, not what you want to build or what you can build. You should be making a product that the customer wants. Next, the price. What price? The price that the customer wants. Now, here comes the issue. Why BMW is more expensive than, let's say, for example, a Proton Saga? They're different prices. Why is it? Because different customers pay different price for different products. So the price and the product have got a thing called value. If we are looking at Proton customers, they expect a certain value for their money. They will not expect, a Proton buyer will not expect a very, very fast car, a very, very comfortable car, because their value is cheaper car, affordable car for the middle income people, because they are middle income people. Okay, but for a BMW buyer, his value is not so much about basic needs. He may be interested in a car that is 6 airbags, high stereo, right? 0 to 100 kilometers in 5 seconds. Different needs. So they value differently. So BMW will make a product that satisfies these needs and price it accordingly. So can we say Proton Saga is a not so good car and BMW is a better car? No, you cannot say that because that question is wrong. The correct question is, what does the Proton buyer want? What does the BMW buyer want? They are having different wants. So we will make our product and price it accordingly to that particular type of customers. Okay, so please remember, never say BMW is better quality than a Proton. We are talking about right quality at the right product at the right place for the right customer. Not everybody are BMW rich. Not everybody is middle income like Proton buyers. Please look at your own customer profile. Okay, place, make the product available. Where to make your product available? Okay, so now BMW must be available in car shops, showroom shops. But if you are selling mineral water, do you want to have a mineral water showroom? No. So different product will have different place to sell. Small products maybe is very good to sell in under e-commerce, okay, and then deliver like the way that Amazon deliver their cargo to you. Right? But there are certain products that should not be delivered by e-commerce. Okay, like for example, jewelry. Right? They may have to open a jewelry store. So place is the place whereby your customer can go buy. Right? So if you are having a product and you're having a shop that is not in the correct place, you cannot sell. Okay, let's say for example, your product is F&B, but it's non-halal. You cannot sell a non-halal product in a Muslim country. Understand? Okay, you cannot sell beef burger in India. It's the wrong place. But you can sell beef burger in America. No issue. You can sell beef burger in Malaysia. But you cannot sell beef burger in India. Same thing. Halal food should be sold only in Muslim countries. Non-halal food, please sell somewhere else. Okay? That is called place. Now, last one is called promotion. Now, just now I say something about for marketing, you have to let people know that you have the product available. That is promotion. Okay? Involves advertising. Many types of advertising. Jingles in the radio, television advertising, newspaper advertising, okay, flyers, okay, word of mouth, Facebook, TikTok, and so forth. Okay, how do you inform your customers? So you need to know where is your customers. Okay, if the customers, let's say for example, if you are selling breakfast cereal, you should advertise in the news, in the TV, maybe not in breakfast time. You must maybe advertise in maybe the evening time so they can go to market and buy the cereals, right? So you must know which type of media to use. The television is very expensive, right? So you must be able to catch the audience, okay? Or you want to advertise in YouTube, okay, can. What time you want to advertise? Different time, different cost, okay? So a lot of people now stop reading newspapers or even magazines, right? So where do you advertise? Maybe you advertise in your web browser, okay? So when they go to internet, they can go and check your web browser and you can download it or you can look at it, open it, and they can see. So that is called a promotion. Now, if you have a new product that have never come up before, let's say for example, you can make a flying car. So now you look at the product. I make flying car because right now there's a lot of traffic jam on the highway. So I want to make flying car. Okay, so the price, we have never sold this product before. Competition have never made this product before. So we have to set a price. Okay, so you may have to do some research what you think people will pay for a flying car. Right? So when you want to sell it, you may advertise in the newspaper or in the appropriate places or in the car magazines. Okay, so then how do you promote it? Now that's important. It's an entirely new product. Nobody knows about it. You may have to create promotion to let people know about this product and the advantage of this product. Compare flying car with normal car running on the highway. So there are cases like that, whereby an entirely new idea need to be promoted to convince the customer to buy. So promotion is important. Now, if you ask me, which of the 4 P's, product, price, place, or promotion is the most important? I will say no such thing. There's no such thing as the most important thing. All this must be worked together. You cannot have good product but lousy price. You cannot have good product, good price, but you have a lousy place to sell it. You cannot have a very good product, very good price, very good place, but you don't promote it. Nobody knows about it. So all this must work together. Okay. At the end of the day, marketing is to know who your customers are. What they want is the product. How much they want to pay based on the value of the product is the price. Where they can get it is the place. And how to make sure the customer know about our product is the promotion. Please understand, everything is looking at what the customer, what they want, how much they want to pay, where they want to buy, and how they will get it. Everything is about the customer. Why? Because the customer is the one who's going to give you the money. It's not you, the manufacturer or the seller, give the money to the customer. It's always the customer give you money by buying your thing. So you have always to listen to them. That's the key point. It's as simple as that. Okay? So you will now have a thing finished with 4P. Now sometimes they have extra few more P's. Okay, product, price, promotion, people, physical evidence, and process. Okay, so let's look at it. These are some of the new things, you know, the 7P's extra 3P. But actually, you can actually bring back the 7P to back into the 4 original 4P's. It's just only a matter of extension or matter of presentation. Okay, so the P's, people and physical evidence. So people include everyone involved in delivering the service. Okay, interaction. So your people, the seller people, how they involve, okay, with the interaction with the customers, okay, talking to the customers, convincing the customers. So in other words, we have to train our people, especially in the service industry. So as far as marketing is concerned, in the service industry, especially, we have to train our people how to talk, how to interact, how to communicate, how to handle complaints, how to handle queries from the customers. That's the first P. Okay, our people. The second one is the physical evidence. So physical evidence refer to the tangible aspect that support the service, such as branding material or customer, which can influence the perception of quality. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that when we are selling something, we have to tell them there are certain benefits. So we can give evidence that there is benefits of buying our product. Remember the advertisement? Children getting good marks in the exam is the evidence because the mother is giving them Milo. That is what the team is all about. to show that by buying our product, they're actually a benefit to you, the consumer. Okay, now the last one, the P, the last of the three P's, delivering service efficiently and effectively. Okay, for example, Amazon, you can have same-day delivery. Pay a little bit more, call it a prime, right? So how do we can deliver our service effectively and efficiently? Now, sometimes the customer will order now and they say to be delivered tomorrow. Can you do or can you not do? And if you can do, fine. And you did it, fine. But if you promise to deliver tomorrow and you don't deliver, the customer will be very angry and maybe even cancel the order or talk bad about you in the social media. So how do we make our internal process, the way we do things, our internal, the seller internal process, make sure our process is nice, that can accommodate the customer. Now, I'll give you an example. If you heard of just-in-time production means we will do our internal process to build the correct quantity, the correct product, and deliver to the customer exactly just in time. Okay? So that is why we have to do the internal process. So for the extra 3P, the first one is people. We have to train our people to how to handle the customer. Okay. Second one, we have to do the physical evidence to show that there is a benefit if the customer buys from us. And the third one, we have to internally make our process very efficient so that we can meet the requirements of the customer demands or requests. Okay, so that's about it for this particular one. Now the last one is called strategic management, marketing planning. Now, strategic marketing planning involves setting long-term goals and strategy to achieve that. Now, even before we talk about marketing, we should talk about the corporate strategy. If we have the corporate strategy, then we can have the marketing strategy. We can have the production strategy. So let me just give you an example. Say the company have a corporate strategy, okay, increase sales by 10%. Okay, increase sales by 10%. That is a corporate strategy. So what does marketing have to do? So marketing now have to come out with their own strategy. Now, how to increase sales by 10%? Various methods. Increase the price of the product. Okay. Or sell to more rich people. Okay. Or don't give any more discount. So these are various type of plan to increase sales by 10% by marketing department. Same thing as production. To increase sales by 10%, do we need to make 10% more quantity to produce? Right? Then what about shipping? If shipping, look at it, oh, if I'm a shipping department, I'm supposed to increase sales by 10%. Do I have to increase my lorries delivery by 10%? So, and so forth. So every department needs to do their strategies that will be in line with the corporate strategy. And the strategies should be linked. Let's say, for example, if marketing say, increase profit by 10% or increase sales by 10%, we increase the price by 10%. Then production will say, oh, increasing price. Production will say, okay, we will add certain additional feature in the product. So they must be working together. Okay, do not just have your own marketing strategy without considering the overall strategy and also without considering the other supporting department strategy. And for example, if our overall strategy is to increase sales by 10% and marketing say, okay, we need to sell 10% more. That sounds fine, but you need to consider, can production produce more? If production cannot produce more, marketing cannot sell more. And if marketing cannot sell more, you cannot have sales achieving 10% more. So when you're talking about marketing strategy, please consider first, does the marketing strategy tie back to the company overall strategy? Second, does the marketing strategy is also in line or synchronized with other department strategies? Then only we can have the correct marketing strategies. So once you have the correct marketing strategy or the thinking about it, so you can set up the long-term goals, you can develop the strategy, okay, to achieve these goals. So when you have a marketing department, they already have the strategies already. So the marketing general manager should follow, then the general marketing manager should follow, the marketing supervisor should follow, and then the marketing personnel should follow. So everybody should follow the marketing strategy, which is in line with the corporate strategy, and which is also in sync with the other departments' strategies. That's all. Just think like that. Okay. It's sometimes difficult, but then you have no choice. So can you see, mission, vision, they come out the corporate strategy. Then the marketing people will look at the current segmentation, SWOT or assumption. Then they make the strategies, right? Then they make the budget, and then they will look at the actual versus the budget to see anything that's out there before they must align the activities accordingly. So marketing strategy is not just you wake up as a marketing GM and you think of doing this and that. It's not. Okay, marketing strategy actually derived from the overall corporate strategy. Then are they in line with the other departments? Okay, but the other functional departments' strategies is just like that. Okay, so I think I would like to look at a case study. Coca-Cola marketing strategy. Okay, so please read this strategy and you'll try to understand. If you have anything, please come back to me. So Coca-Cola do a lot of strategic partnership, okay, and collaboration with other companies or within its internal functional areas, okay, to make a good promotion. So, like for example, Coca-Cola collaborate with BTS, the Korean singing pop group, or they collaborate with FIFA for the World Cup and that sort of things. Okay, so that is to let people know that Coca-Cola is keep on doing it. So the name is Coca-Cola is keep on always there, so that people keep on looking at the World Cup Coca-Cola, and then hopefully they will keep on drinking Coca-Cola. If a company stop advertising Coca-Cola, then people just forget about Coca-Cola, and then maybe they'll buy lesser Coca-Cola. Okay, so I think that's all. So just hang on. Before we close this one, I just want to download the attendance. Okay. I want you to read the scene again. Okay, and then the next session we'll talk about topic. Okay, so let me stop recording. Okay.